Coast Guard Cutter Pamlico is a 160-foot construction tender. Its primary mission is to construct and maintain the 1,200 aids to navigation from Louisiana to Mississippi and up the Mississippi River. It's an important yet low-profile responsibility.
It's a function of the Coast Guard that's not well known because we're not involved in rescues and more of the dramatic types of jobs that most people see on TV. You know, it's a job that needs to get done.
The 14-person crew works long hours in the most demanding conditions in order to keep the waterways safely marked for navigation.
We build lights, which consist of a pile of either 45-foot or 60-foot links. Depending on the water depth, we choose either the longer or the shorter pile. We punch that pile in the mud, as you call it around here. Then we either attach a light or a day beacon to the aids navigation. We've got a small crew, which means everybody needs to pull together as a team and everybody carry their own share of the load.
Accuracy is obviously important. Using a satellite-based navigation system, the captain of the cutter is able to find the precise location for the aid.
Center of the screen is right here. That is where the aid goes. Right out here, this little mark is where I am. So I'm a little bit north of where the aid belongs now. Once we found the position we want, we drop our spuds. We have 4 spuds, which in a sense are the system that I use to anchor the ship with. And they go straight through the ship, down to the bottom, and hold us in place. All right, we're going to go ahead and build it. It needs to go in just a little bit further, but I'm going to go ahead and build it here. Crane will pick up the piles and they will swing those around, position them straight off the bow of the ship, and with a hammer, a diesel hammer, will drive the pilings into the mud. Once the pilings as far down as we need it for security and safety to keep it from tipping over, we'll then build the structure on top, the headers, all the lighting equipment, solar panels, batteries, and everything will sit on top of that. Fortunately, the aids don't stay here forever. With the nature of the waterways down here, they're relatively shallow, they're very narrow, and they're busy. We unfortunately get a lot of knockdowns. I'm not going to be out of a job for a while.
Safety is the critical element working on deck. The crews are all cross-trained to perform various jobs at any given time.
When we work aids navigation, my primary role is as the construction deck safety supervisor. We're the white hats. We're in charge of the entire operation, ensure that it's run safely and efficiently. And directly under us is the construction deck supervisor, and that's the gentleman in the yellow hard hat. And basically he's in charge of coordinating the crew and getting the aids navigation built. And then under him, you have the deck hands. Generally, there's 3. We like to have 4 people out on deck. They're actually the ones that are hands-on building the aids to navigation.
Kick that rock over.
We're away from it.
Communication can make or break a successful day, but only the strong can survive the difficult conditions of life on the Pamlico. If the alligators, snakes, and hornets don't bother you, you still have to watch out for sunburn.
Generally, in the summer out here, our temperatures range in the upper 90s, humidity very high. Probably the heat index is in almost in the 110s.
It requires a lot of physical stamina to do the job well. If you're not in good shape, you're probably going to either get in good shape or be in a lot of pain, because the job's not easy.
Working under a tight schedule, the crew of the Pamlico can't slow down just because of a little weather. In fact, rain can be a welcome relief to the overwhelming heat.
It's a culture shock initially. Anybody that reports aboard here, working out on deck under the adverse conditions we work under and the long hours that we work, it takes time to adjust. It takes about 6 months for the average person to get used to working the long hours, but once you get adjusted, it's just like any other job. You find the good and you try and hone in on that and ignore the bad parts of it.
So why do they do it? What makes a coastie want to work in these extreme conditions? The idea of seeing the fruits of your labor plays a big part.
In search and rescue and law enforcement, you spend the majority of your time looking for something to happen. we're out here every day performing a specific job, and we get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
It's fun for a bunch of guys to work together and see the results of what we've done.
In order to keep up energy and morale, the crew of the Pamlico get 3 square meals a day, a tall order for this hungry crew.
Oh, the food's good. Yeah, the cook knows how to cook. Keeps us pretty happy. Except for he burns the rolls all the time, but other than that, he keeps pretty happy.
It takes more than just good food to keep a crew happy. A little relaxation goes a long way.
Once we're done with the work cleaning up, the crew usually likes to drop the fishing lines in the water, and we find some pretty hot fishing spots out here for them, so that's pretty good morale boost for them.
Work hard, play hard. The crew of the Pamlico certainly does both.
You get out here and you work hard, and you're tired at the end of the day. You're ready to go to bed.